Trapped in a time loop that constantly repeats the day of his murder, a former Special Forces agent must unlock the mystery behind his untimely death. Roy, a retired Delta Force soldier in Atlanta, awakens in his loft with a machete-wielding man trying to kill him. He disarms the assassin before a helicopter gunner kills the man, believing him to be Roy. Roy kills the gunner, causing the helicopter to crash into Roy's loft. Roy leaps from the window into a truck full of sand, carjacks a man, and is chased by a pair of assassins. Roy's car is hit by a bus, into which he is thrown and dies. It is revealed that Roy has been stuck in a time loop, reliving the same day for over 4 months, and is being targeted by multiple assassins. He now knows their locations and strategies and has learned the day's patterns through many previous loops. He wakes at 7 a.m. each day, avoids an assassin, and dies in mysterious ways again and again. He has been able to elude more assassins throughout the morning but finds himself unable to figure out how to survive a final attack at 12:47 p.m., waking up back in his apartment on the next loop. On attempt 48, Roy tries to call his separated wife, Gemma. Her phone is answered by her boss, Venter, the head of defense contractor Dino Labs. Venter tells Roy that Gemma died the previous evening in an accident in the lab. Roy is suspicious but is killed before he can act on the information. On the day before Roy entered the loop, Gemma had asked Roy to visit her at Dino Labs, believing she had gotten him a job interview. Gemma and Roy argue over their son Joe because Gemma has not told him that Roy is his father. When Venter, head of Dino, discovers Roy near Gemma's highly classified project, he has him escorted out, but not before Gemma obtains a sample of Roy's hair. On attempt 144, he finds Joe at Underground Atlanta, skipping school for a video game tournament. Roy spends the day with Joe but does not mention Gemma's death. The assassins arrive to kill Roy, and Roy uses his body to protect Joe, telling him as he dies that he is his father.
Are you trapping me? Where's the device? Up your ass!
When Roy next wakes, he realizes that the assassins had followed him using a dental tracking device implanted by Alice, his date from the night before, a dental hygienist. Through more trial and error loops, Roy finds a way to remove the tracker and makes many attempts to sneak into Dino.
Never say die.
That was weird.
After so many attempts, he kills several guards and assassins but is always stopped by Venter. Venter reveals to Roy that Gemma's project is the Osiris Spindle, a quantum device capable of rewriting history, which Venter plans to use to set himself up as the world's dictator. Venter admits he was responsible for Gemma's death after an argument the night before, as she has started the spindle and no one else knows how to operate it. Venter warns Roy that the spindle will destroy the world if it runs too long. On further loops, Roy makes the connection to the Egyptian god of the afterlife, Osiris, and he realizes that Gemma must have placed him in the spindle to stop Venter. While he is able to further infiltrate Dino and kill Venter, Roy learns the assassins were sent to kill Joe and arrives too late. As he mourns over Joe, the Osiris spindle explodes and destroys the world. Roy spends several loops in a despondent state, then decides to spend several more loops with Joe, staying with him until the spindle's explosion. In one loop, he learns that Gemma had called Joe that morning, later than he previously thought she was still alive, and realizes he can save her.
You killed her.
How many times have you done this?
A lot. She was alive at least 14 minutes after I woke up. I have time to save her.
After determining the exact time and place she died at Venter's hands in Dino, 14 minutes after he wakes up, Roy uses the next loop to hijack the helicopter, get to Dino, kill the waiting assassins, and stop Venter before he kills Gemma. Roy tells Gemma he has been spending his loops with Joe and that he has seen the end of the world. Gemma tells Roy that he has to enter the Osiris spindle in order to reset it and that he would wake up and repeat the day once more, but if he died, he would stay dead. Roy kisses Gemma before entering the spindle. Roy reawakens in bed and tells himself not to die as the attacks begin. The end. Please subscribe and stay tuned for more movie recaps, and thanks for watching.